Hello friends, welcome back in this video session of refrigeration and air conditioning. My name is Mr. S.V. Kumbar, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadrao, Ichalkaranji. Today we are going to learn evaporative cooling. So what is evaporative cooling? Evaporative cooling is the reduction in temperature resulting from evaporation of liquid which removes latent heat from the surface which evaporation takes place. You might have seen water coolers, right? In during summer season, generally we use coolers, air coolers. So air coolers works on the principle of evaporative cooling, where there is a reduction in temperature of air by the evaporation of water, which removes latent heat from the surface from which evaporation takes place. And this process is employed in industrial and domestic cooling system, right? So generally in summer season we use evaporative cooler, and historically water has been used in the form of fountains or sprays and cascades to improve thermal comfort of building. Evaporation of water helps to passively cool buildings, reducing the energy needed for air conditioning. When combined with passive design technique, adequate thermal comfort might be achieved without air conditioning. So this is the principle of evaporative cooling technique. So outdoor air, that is air which is to be cooled, has to be passed through cooling pads through which here air is passed or air is forcefully drawn by the fan. Water tank is provided to circulate water to cooling pad. Air passes through cooling pad. Here, because of evaporation of water, air is cooled, and that air is again sent back to room. That is cool fresh air, which is shown in this picture, right? So this is simple principle of evaporative cooling system. Objective and benefits. So why do we require this evaporative cooling system? So first objective of evaporative cooling system is to attain comfort zone by modification in the present existing system. So sometimes it is not possible to purchase air conditioning system, because air conditioning system or air conditioner maintains humidity, temperature as well as purity. But here this evaporative cooler, it just maintains humidity and temperature. Okay, so to develop a new model of energy conserver, this is another objective. As air conditioning consume more power, that is approximately 15 to 20 kilowatt. Also it emits harmful gases such as chlorofluorocarbon. This evaporative cooler does not emit any kind of gas, right? It does not create any pollution. Thus this project solves the problem as well as efficient and economical, which tends to provide comfort zone. So this is few images which is used for evaporative cooler. Wind catcher is shown also. First we'll see indirect evaporative cooling. When evaporative process are used to cool an element of the building, which then acts as heat sink, then it is known as indirect evaporative cooling. So here cooling is provided by keeping the evaporative process outside, not inside, which avoids elevating the indoor humidity level. Direct evaporative cooling cools outside air through evaporation and brings this air into the building. And the drawback of this method is indoor humidity level are increased. So roof pond. In the simplest form, the roof pond involves placing a pond on the building roof. As water evaporates from the pond, heat is consumed, and this cools the roof, which acts as a heat sink and absorbs heat from the interior of the building. A more refined method involves insulating the pond during the daytime to prevent solar gain, and during the day of water in the pond absorb heat, cooling the ceiling below, and at night water is circulated over the insulation. Heat is then removed by the means of evaporation, convection, and radiation. Such systems have been successfully tried in the hot and humid climate. Roof pond require additional structure support, and there may be public health concern associated with standing, that is mosquito, it generates mosquito or uncleanliness, etc. So this is all about rooftop solar pond during winter, during summer, during night, and during summer night. So it shows how heat is absorbed by the roof and how cooling is achieved by rooftop. It shows picture. Water spraying, which is very simple and inexpensive way of reducing the solar heat gain of building in the tropics. So water is typically sprayed onto the roof for 40 seconds every 5 minutes. A small amount of external power is required to pump the water up to the roof, but the energy required for this is minimal compared with additional cooling that is attained. While roof spraying has some potential for cooling in hot, humid climate, the effect is relatively small, that is a reduction of indoor air temperature of 1 to 4 degrees centigrade has been reported. So it's a very simple technique of evaporative cooling. So here it is shown, water is sprayed, that condenser tubes are shown, hot fluid is also shown here, a pump pumps water on roof side, fan is also provided, and heat energy is absorbed. So spray nozzles are also shown, water is continuously sprayed or 40 seconds in every 5 minutes, and cold fluid, that is cold air, is circulated throughout the building or room. So evaporative cooling systems are suitable in any dry climate, especially cool and dry climate. For example, it can be used in high altitude region. A dry environment is needed for evaporative cooling due to higher evaporation rate. The evaporation process would absorb heat and create coolness in the surroundings. Areas with cooler temperature are also preferred, as the gap between environment ambient temperature and human comfort range is smaller as compared to hot and dry environment, and this would translate into energy saved due to lower cooling load. So here this figure shows evaporative cooling, and PV cell is also used to produce electricity, and that electricity can be used to pump fluid, that is water. So application and cost. As I already told you, if you compare evaporative cooler with air conditioner, so air conditioner, the main purpose of air conditioner is to maintain humidity of air, to control purity, and to control moisture, right? But here evaporative cooling systems, it just maintain temperature and moisture content. Evaporative cooling systems are suitable for residential, industrial, and commercial building, especially in areas with big open space that encourages air circulation. Integration of evaporative cooling system with other active are dependent on site conditions. Filters to purify polluted air, humidify to maintain the humidity, or other active systems can be installed in tandem with evaporative cooling. So initial building cost is generally higher, as there is a need of construction of additional structure, that is pond, pump, etc. The equipment needed is usually more costly as compared to conventional cooling system. But however, the biggest advantage is it's reduce operational cost significantly. And this is the comparison between direct, indirect, two-stage, passive, underground and water mist evaporative cooling system. So architectural design and cost implication, two parameters are considered. So if we compare direct evaporative cooling and indirect evaporative cooling, so architectural design is required for direct evaporative cooling, and in indirect evaporative cooling architectural design is not required. If you consider cost implication, direct evaporative cooling are cheaper than conventional as well as indirect, and indirect evaporative cooling needs higher initial cost than conventional cooling system. So here in today's lecture we will